All right, here we go. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's 7 after 6. We have several holding, wanting to talk about the 7th Congressional District race. And because I was wagging my finger earlier, I feel like I need to get to them because I've been making them hold, and I apologize for all of that. However, I will tell you that in a couple of minutes, I'm going to let you know if you can eat peacock meat. Well, because someone was suggesting on the super text line that you could, and I wanted to find out if you could, if it was A, legal, and B, advised. And so I went to the old Google machine. You know how the Google machine will sometimes fill these things in for you, Jackson? You know, if you start typing something in, it'll start making suggestions for you.
Yes.
I wrote in, and I don't know, some of this has something to do with my algorithm, and I suppose some of it has to do with just generally the Google algorithm, but I typed in, can you eat? You know what it finished up with? I'll give you some examples. You ready? Can you eat kiwi skin? Can you eat watermelon seeds? Can you eat zucchini raw? Can you eat raw salmon? Yes, you can, by the way. And then I accidentally just clicked on that one, so the thing went away. Can you eat peacock? It really, really wants to make it a different question.
What kind of question?
Like, can you eat peacock eggs? Can you eat peacock bass? I don't know what that means. Can you eat peacock? Let's see. Let's see what it says. Yes, peacock meat is edible, but its flavor and texture are generally considered poor compared to other poultry like chicken or turkey. In many areas, killing peacocks is illegal and raises ethical concerns. Why does it raise ethical concerns? Because they got pretty feathers? I don't like that. Al is next up from the 7th Congressional District to talk about the 7th Congressional District. Al, thank you so much for your patience. The floor is yours, sir.
Thanks. I think that you said there's only 1%. Is that true? That show up to vote?
Well, that is my estimation, and here's why I estimated it that way. So currently in the Republican primary, you've only had about 11,000 people early vote.
Okay.
And I'm suggesting that even if you get another 20,000 voting in this election. So if you've got, let's say it's 30,000 people that vote, of the 10 candidates, my estimation is if one candidate gets about 20% of the vote, which is a generous amount with 10 separate candidates, then what I said was less than 1% of the population of the 7th Congressional District will decide who the next congressperson is going to be.
Yeah. There's a lady on TV. I'm sure you've seen her. I think I'm going to do a write-in vote for her. She can get stuff done. She knocked over Freddie O'Connell's trash can. Trashley, send her to Washington. I bet she could get some stuff done.
What's her name?
Trashley.
Yeah, I don't.
She I'm sure Ken knows her. She knocked over the mayor's trash can with her pickup truck. I'd like to send her up there and let her see what she could do with some of them Democratic congressmen, women from up north.
You voting in the 7th, Al?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
Trashley. Trashley.
Are you saying Trashley?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she can get. Ken knows who she is. If you ain't seen Trashley, you ain't been watching TV.
Well, Ken and Trashley, they're thick as thieves. They are like
They had
peanut butter and
breakfast this
jelly.
morning.
Yeah. Hey, she knocked over the mayor's trash can. It's on TV.
That's Mayor O'Connell's.
Yes, sir.
Well, I
With
like her.
pickup truck.
I like her already.
Yeah. She can get stuff done.
All right.
We need to send her up there with that crocodile woman from Texas and them other ones.
Kind of like it.
Yeah.
Al, let me tell you, you're my kind of people. I like the way you're thinking.
Let's get Trashley.
Thanks. Al got funky. Let's get Trashley. I don't know. Who the hell's he talking about?
There's a commercial running right now. It's like for recycling.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, so was he gagging me? Well, I mean, was he goofing on me?
I hope so.
So,
I
so-
do not know.
so there's a so you're saying there's a commercial running about recycling, and that's what he's
It's an
talking about?
anti-litter ad.
Oh, and it's Ms. Trashley.
Yes, you don't want to be Miss Trashley.
See, Al was so good at the goof, I didn't even realize he was messing with me. Maybe my eyes are focused way too much on 7 o'clock because I didn't realize that I was being screwed with. So he's screwing around.
Oh, yeah.
He's totally screwing around with me. But at the end there, you hear him, vote Miss Trashley.
Trashley.
Okay.
Trashley.
Okay, well, all right. Well, apparently she can get things done. Knocking
It is
over
a tribute to a 1970s Tennessee anti-litter ad.
in Alabama for a long time, in Birmingham, Alabama, they had a woman by the name of, wait for it now, Auntie Litter. Get it? She was everybody's favorite aunt. She was, I'll pronounce it differently so you get the joke. Auntie Litter. She's Auntie Litter. Get it? Get it? And she was Miss Trash Pickup, Miss City Cleanup. She would, promote.
She would ride her horse and buggy around
and pick up trash and tell people on TV not to throw their trash out of their windows and to recycle as best they could and keep Birmingham pretty. And she was anti-litter. She wore a little apron. She had a little hat on. It was very cute. Very cute. Not nearly as cute as Miss Trashley.
Miss Trashley.
Billy, what's going on? How are you?
Well, first off, Matt, this is the third time I've called you and been on hold for over an hour in the past month or so.
Billy, I'm sorry.
And this is the first time I've gotten through. The other 2 times you've cut me off because
Billy.
of time constraints.
Billy, here's what I'm going to do for you. As an apology to you, you can talk until 7 o'clock tonight.
Well, I just got 3 quick things I'd like to talk to you
All right.
about.
All right. I'll
My wife and I are libertarian little L also, but we usually vote conservative Republican.
Okay.
And we've come up with a unique way that we are going to pick our candidate for the 7th Congressional District. We are so tired of people getting our numbers and texting us ads that interrupt us when we're doing other things, that we're keeping count of them, and the one that sends us the least is the one we're going to vote for.
So you're kind of taking the approach of whoever the last person standing gets the vote.
Right.
Okay. Well, who is it
And
so
then-
far? I mean, who's still
Well,
standing?
we
around?
haven't gone back through and counted them all.
Oh,
There's
okay. I
several
got
from
you.
several of the candidates. We're
I
going
got
to do it the day before election and count them all.
I like it. I like the way you're thinking.
The second thing I'd like to say is congressional candidates, senatorial candidates, governors, whatever, to get all this outside political PAC money out of all the elections ring should not be allowed to spend any more on their campaign than they will make in that term.
Okay. So that's 350,000 ish
Yeah.
in a 2-year term and in a congressional campaign. Sure.
Right. And also, the last thing I'd like to say is, and you be a libertarian, you'd know this too, the federal government was only set up, when it was set up, for military and, believe it or not, roads, and once a year making sure all the bills were paid.
Yeah.
I feel like that any congressman, senator, president, or whatever, it's state, county, local, whatever, if they cannot come up with a budget every year, they are not doing their job, and they should not be allowed to run for re-election when their term comes up.
Wait, say that again. So if they can't
If
balance
anyone
a
at any
budget,
level of the government that they are dealing with, any budget, that if those candidates, if those elected officials that are in there at that time cannot, during their term, come up with a budget each year like they're supposed to.
Oh, yeah. We haven't done a
Not
budget.
be allowed to run for re-election.
Yeah, I think we haven't done a budget since the 1990s. I mean, it's.
79. Try 79.
I thought we did a budget on time in like 97 or 98 with Bill Clinton. I could be disabused of that, but I thought that was the case.
I was thinking it was 79.
Well, one way or the
I may
other.
have-
But one way or the other is you and I will agree that it's been way too dang long. Now, a
Right.
couple of things here, because I want to dissect these because you've held long enough and you held two other times. So on the candidate spending money, I get that we want to try to figure out a way to limit the amount of money that's being spent in federal elections. But if we limit the candidate's ability to spend on themselves, I think we would encourage third-party PAC spending, which, there's
No,
not.
I mean, don't allow PAC spending.
Wait, so you're going to limit my ability to speak?
I'm not going to limit your ability to speak, but I'm going to limit
Okay.
your ability to put money in it.
Well, hold on. So I can speak.
Money is not speech.
It most certainly is, Billy. And I'm going to explain why. And let's talk for a minute. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's boil this down to its essence and then build it back up. So if I really believe in Billy for the 7th district,
Right.
it is a matter of free speech that I go around and tell all my friends, right? Hey, you need to vote
Yeah.
for Billy. You need to vote for Billy. You need to vote for Billy. You need to vote for Billy. And it's a matter of speech. What if I want to spend a little money and make some flyers for you and put them up? Is that okay?
All of it should be done through the candidate himself.
No. Just is that free speech too? Is it?
I see. I
You see
your
where
point
I'm
there.
about. You
What
see
you're
where I'm
trying
at,
to
right?
say.
So if we draw that out to its natural conclusion, then if I happen to be a multi-gajillionaire and I want to spend $1 million promoting Billy, why shouldn't I be allowed to do that? Now I get it. I understand the anger and the frustration that people have with the amount of money that's being spent because the assumption, and I don't think it's a bad assumption, is that if these political action committees and these organizations and these special interest groups are spending that amount of money to get Billy elected, they're going to want something from Billy. And I want to know what Billy's willing to give up to those people or those organizations on the front end as opposed to on the back end. And that's where the money involved in all of this becomes a very big source of frustration for me.
Well, Matt, there's some personal stories of my own about some things that I would really like to talk to you about off the air sometimes about politics locally and in the state, that things that I have seen, things I have done, and stuff like that. I just don't want to air everything out for everybody listening. I'd like to have a
Hit me
personal
up.
conversation
Yeah,
with you.
Matt@murphyshow.com on email. Matt@murphyshow.com is the easiest way to hit me up, or you can jump on the super text line, and I'll give you my cell phone. You can hit me up that way, Billy. Okay?
Okay.
But let me, I'll follow up with this. I'll finish up with this. On this,
Okay.
you and I completely agree. We have lost our minds with the way that we empower the federal government to do the things that the founding fathers never intended the federal government to do. The federal government was set up to engage in foreign trade and foreign agreements. It was supposed to develop a unified currency, interstates, the road systems, and to balance our finances. And that's it. That's it.
And the military.
And the military, of course, defense, and I guess the postal service. But other than that, everything else was left up to the states. And
Actually, the Postal Service didn't come till later with the Pony Express.
I think the postal service was. I think it was in there. I'd have to look it up. I thought it was in there, but one way or the other, yeah, you and I agree that the federal government was designed to be 4 or 5% of your total governance, and the rest was left to the states and then the local municipalities. And we've completely inverted that system, and it's bad. It's bad.
Yes.
Billy, hit me up. I'd love to talk with you, okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. This 22 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Yeah, the Democrats voted down the bill that would have kept the government open, so it's a Democrat closure. No question about that. How much will it impact you? Not a lot. Not a lot, despite the fact that fake news Ken Weaver has been proclaiming it catastrophic all day. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Y'all need to know when I'm kidding.
Yeah, this morning, all the
news channels.
news channels were catastrophic.
I mean, they need to look some of these words up, man. I mean, catastrophic. Come on. Don't they do this every time? Ken, you've
Yes.
been around for a minute or two. Every time we see a government shut, oh, people are going to die in the streets. Blood will run in the streets.
Yeah.
And it's
Even though Congress passed a bill that gets everybody paid retroactively once they go back in.
everybody's got, and by the way, everybody has always been paid retroactively, but now they don't have to wait to go back into Congress and make that retroactive. It automatically kicks in when everybody goes back to work and you get your pay.
Yeah.
So y'all are going to be just fine. If you work for the government, you're going to be just fine. Just fine. By the way, 8695 is written in. And based on that call we just took a minute ago, 8695 says, hold on a second. What's Billy going to do for me? Because I'm talking about voting for Billy. Now, what's Billy? What do you mean, what's Billy going to do? Billy's the man. Billy's going to do it for all of us. Vote Billy. And he said, all right, I'm making a sign as we speak. Put it in front yard. Vote Billy. These campaign commercials, we're highlighting this 7th Congressional District because it's the only race going on right now, but they wear me out, man.
Why do they have to talk like this?
Ken Weaver is the devil.
It's as if voters are idiots or something.
Ken Weaver kicks puppies on the weekend.
I am convinced that there are a couple of ads, and once again, I'm Switzerland in this thing. I think Van Epps is a nice guy. I think Jody Barrett's a good man. I think Lee Reeves is a good man. I think Gino Bolso is a good man. I think that Stuart Parks is a good man. I like that young man, Mason Foley, that was in here yesterday. Like him a lot. Hope that he continues whatever political career he aspires to. And I don't know any of the rest of them. So I can only speak for those. And every single one of those people that I just mentioned, I believe their priorities might be in different places, but I believe their hearts are in the right place. That said, who, like Ken asked, who falls for this? I think Jody Barrett is benefiting from this negative ad.
Well, that's
stuff.
what I'm getting ready to say, because I think there's voters out there who think, boy, somebody's really got something against him. There's some reason they don't want him up there. Like he actually might be able to affect change.
Look, I disagreed with Jody. Came over after he decided not to vote Gloria Johnson out of that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I think I was subbing in for Brian that day. Brian was still doing the drive, and I was in for Brian that day. And Jody came over, and I gave him hell for his vote. And he sat here and he defended it, and he talked with me about it, and I talked to him about it. And I appreciated the fact that he was willing to defend himself, defend his viewpoint. And I came after him, and he shot back at me, and all was good. And I respected him from then on. I disagreed with him with his school choice vote. I completely disagree with his logic, or lack thereof, in my opinion, about his school choice vote. But I don't think that Jody Barrett is a liberal douchebag.
Well, what did the ad say?
Well, the ad did say that Jody Barrett was, in fact, a liberal douchebag.
Catastrophic at that.
Now, Jody Barrett did at one point call Donald Trump a liberal douchebag. About that, there is no question, and he admits it. He admits it, but he said there were a lot of people that were concerned about Trump back in 2016, is what Jody would tell you. Anyway, yes.
You know what Jody Barrett doesn't do?
What does Jody Barrett not do?
He doesn't go to the news late like Matt Murphy.
Matt Murphy, will he ever go to the news on time? We'll find out next on Super Talk. All right, to the phones in just a moment. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the final 20 or so minutes of the Matt Murphy Show, my final day of the week. Once again, I'm out tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. I'll be traveling to Missouri, going to my nephew's graduation for basic training at Fort Leonard Wood. And I'm so pleased I got the thumbs up, and I'm pleased to know that I have a real ID. So that I can get on base there. 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Let's see. Does Billy support Trump? How much does he? No, this is good stuff. There are a lot of people that are writing some Billy campaign advertisements. You know, you first you got to attack your opponents, and then you turn it. And so when the attack is going on, the music's dark. Ooh. No, it's dark and ominous. But then it lightens up. Oh, it's a brighter day. Billy's here. Billy loves Trump. Trump loves Billy. Everything's going to be great.
It's an AI generation of them hugging.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Oh, and look at Trump. Then they're spooning, you know. Billy's in front of Trump. Trump's got him around the shoulders. He's grabbing him.
They're playing catch.
Give him a little noogie. Yeah, just gives a little one of those. I'm sure, writes 5718, I will be ignored once again, despite I correct y'all all the time, but those Jody Barrett attack ads would make me vote for him if I still lived in that district. But I moved to Andy's recently, and I'm pleased with Andy, honestly. I don't know about his campaign contribution shenanigans, but he's doing good for us in D.C. for sure. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, you can look at it one or two ways. I think people that pay less attention might notice the negative ads a little bit less. I think people that are focused in their attention recognize some of these ads are going too far. In my opinion, they go too far, and you kind of almost discount them. Honestly, there is wiggle room between the candidates. There's a difference between Lee Reeves and Jody Barrett. There's a difference between Gino Bolso and Lee Reeves. There's a difference between Matt Van Epps and Gino Bolso. A lot of that is personality. A lot of that is priority. And you have to figure all of that out for yourself. Ray wants to know, has Trump endorsed any of them? No. You did get Governor Bill Lee endorsing Matt Van Epps earlier. Mark has a thought on the money. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Matt. I just wanted you to, if you can go a little further into, money is speech. I guess I'm just kind of concerned about if you had an Elon Musk becoming the world's first trillionaire, at what point does this become, some people are more equal than others?
Well, how is that the case? In the free market, I mean, so you're suggesting that money is that does not abdicate us of our responsibility to think for ourselves, no matter how much money is being spent on a political campaign.
Well, I would agree. We all have the responsibility. I think the reality of the way it's going to work is a lot of people aren't. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who are swayed by whether it's ads or different media. If we have no control over that, don't we end up kind of beholden to a trillionaire?
Well, but I don't know. I don't understand how that becomes Animal Farm, though. Right? I mean,
you're not seeing the connection.
What that? Well, I mean, if people are ignorant enough not to do their own homework, then they get what they voted for. That's fair. I mean, to Mark, that's fair. I mean, I get it. But as long,
I think it's dangerous if we're assuming that everybody's going to be, if everybody was going to be educated and alert and aware and informed, then I don't know, we'd have a whole lot less problems. Clearly, that's not where we're living.
Well, but for me, as long as you are, relatively speaking, guaranteeing me free and open elections, right? And as long as you are guaranteeing me transparency in terms of where the money's coming from, what I would like to see, if you asked if I had any solutions to what's going on in D.C., I would eliminate political action committees, and I would say that you can have unlimited amount of money going to candidates of your choosing, but you have to put your name on them. No more anonymous donations, and if you want donation collection points in the form of political action committees, that's fine too. But every single one of those donations that go into the political action committees have to be made public.
I think I do like that. It sounds a lot like the NASCAR sponsorship where, everybody has got a sticker on their car.
Yeah.
So that's certainly appealing. I still get some concern that, if you got some people who have a real priority and they happen to have a whole lot more money than you and me, they're going to sway a lot of the ignorant middle, and that's just the reality where we end up. I think we're already there, in my opinion.
Well, I can't help the idiocracy and how they do, but, we try as much as we can on programs like this. I just need transparency, and I need openness, and I need relative assurances that the process is fair and untampered with. And I think if we get that, we get what we vote for. Whether that's an ignorant vote or not, we get what we vote for. And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't suggest that it's perfect. It's not. I mean, Mark brings up an excellent point. This is not a perfect system, but it's the best thing we got going. And the alternative is that government determines how much and who can spend how much and where. Right? And I don't think we want that. Leftists would love to see government-funded campaigns where the presidential candidates get X amount of dollars, and I know that they already get certain amounts of money from the Federal Election Committee, but they would love to see it all go through government and eliminate the ability for political action committees to spend on any candidate at any point. My point is this, and Mark and I are not far away. Once again, I understand his concerns, and they're valid. Matt Murphy believes in Jackson Williams for city council. Jackie W. is my boy. Jackie is my guy. Jay Willie is the man for the job. And so
Don't be silly, vote for Jay Willie.
That's a really good, don't be silly, vote for Jay. I like that. You could do all these action Jackson things, reaction Jackson, interaction Jackson, whatever.
Also have a funny story about Animal Farm, but that's for later.
What's your funny story?
The book.
Yeah.
So I remember this because my friends still bring it up. So we had to read it for high school.
Uh-huh.
And I missed the assigned reading the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher just clocked me. The second we get in there, she starts asking me questions. And the character Boxer?
Mm-hmm.
She asked me, why is he called Boxer?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, because he carries boxes.
That's not the right answer.
It was not correct.
That's not the right answer.
I got in trouble.
You didn't read it, did you?
No, I read it eventually. Not that night.
I remember, it's such a great. And the animals looked from pig to man and man to pig. And pretty soon they couldn't tell which was which. Great stuff. So, Animal Farm is about the ills of socialism, obviously. 1984 is more about the troubles with Big Brother and a Big Brother-esque society, and both are incredible works of art by George Orwell. Point is, if I believe in a candidate so much that I'm willing to spend a little money to promote that candidate, Xeroxed copies of flyers that I can stick on your doors to say, hey, you should vote for Jackson Williams because he's the man for the job. Well, that's me exercising a form of speech, of political expression. So now we're talking about amounts. We're talking about the difference between $100 and $100,000 or $100,000 and $100 million. As long as there is openness in all of this. My frustration with the manner in which we fund campaigns is more about a lack of transparency, where sadly what super PACs allow you to do, you can wash the money multiple times, and I have no idea where it's coming from by the time it comes out on the other end. None. So if I want to give to Jackson, but I don't want anybody to know that I'm giving to Jackson, I give it to the Ken Weaver PAC. And Ken Weaver takes money from all over. Ken Weaver PAC takes money from every state in the union, and he puts it in the same bank account. And so I give a call to my buddy Ken Weaver, and I say, hey, man, I love that Jackson Williams guy down there in Tennessee, but I don't really need my money associated. I'm going to give it to your PAC and make sure that he gets a little of this cash. Here's $50,000. I just want to make sure he gets $25,000. Now, I don't pretend that they don't know the rules well enough to not deal with it at this level of honesty, but I'm using this straightforward language to illustrate my point, okay? So I want to get Jackson money. So I give it to Ken Weaver PAC. Ken Weaver PAC gives it to Dan Mandis PAC. Dan Mandis PAC gives X amount of dollars. And everybody skims a little off the top. So I give $50,000 to Ken Weaver PAC. Ken Weaver gives $48,000 to Dan Mandis PAC. Dan Mandis PAC gives $44,000 to Chris Hand PAC. Chris Hand PAC gives $42,000 to Chad Benson PAC. And Chad Benson PAC gives $34,000 to Jackson Williams for trash collector. Well, where did that money came from? Well, as far as I know, it came from Chad Benson PAC. And Chad Benson PAC had $1 million put into his political action committee over the last 10 months. Who are you to say that it came from this person and that person and this person and that person? How dare you, sir? That's the way they do it, and they know exactly what they're doing. They clean the money. It's like Jackson and I going to a pool, a public pool, and taking a 5-gallon bucket of water and pouring it into the deep end of the pool and then telling you to take our water out of the pool. Well, how the hell do you get our water out? It's all mixed up now. You don't. That's the point. So I hate that part of all of this. I want more direct transactions and more direct transparency when it comes to money in elections. And 1733, I love you and I hear you. We need to remove all money from elections. Are you not listening to me? Money is speech. How are you going to do that without directly impacting the freedom that I have to express myself? And I'm not mad at you. I'm just being passionate about the issue. I know sometimes my passion comes off as anger toward the listeners, and I don't mean that to happen. But 1733 says, we need to remove all money from elections. Lobbyists and super PACs breed corruption, and the politicians are bought and paid for, which is why we have problems that we have now. Remove the money. Well, excuse me. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that without directly violating my right to speak publicly? To print an ad in the newspaper. No. I'm not talking about the candidates themselves. You can limit all the money you want for the candidates. I'm talking about third parties, man. 1733 says, turn PBS into an election station. Every candidate gets equal time. That'd be funny. Oh, boy, that would be well watched, wouldn't it? 51 after the hour, 9 until the top of the hour. We will wrap it up in a moment on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I love you guys. Y'all are very funny. Winding down a Tuesday edition of the Matt Murphy Show. Once again, Cameron Smith in for me tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Jay Willie will be here all days. You training RJ?
Yep.
All right. Well, very good. Y'all hold down the fort for me. 8695 working on my analogy said, I knew that Chad Benson PAC was crooked. Well, you know, there you go. All of them are. By the way, you want to go ahead and we're trying to do our Matt Murphy Madcap Movie Mania marathons on Fridays, but I'm not here on Friday. You want to do one?
Yeah, this week theme animation. Go.
And have you seen, golly, you've seen all that, Secret Life of Pets?
I have not.
What?
Never seen it.
R.I.P. Ricky. All right, you've got Secret Life of Pets.
I'm going to go with you. Have you seen all the Toy Story movies?
I have seen Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2. What's the one where they were in the daycare?
That's 3.
Okay, I've seen those 3.
You got to watch the 4th one, Toy Story 4.
There's a 4th one?
My mic just came off.
And Jackson just yanked his mic.
Also, we have a good 2 minutes. I don't know why I started the music.
Yeah. What's I was very confused. I don't know really what's going on right now. Are you going to start it over? Can you start it over?
I guess so. I got to figure out what's going on over here.
So Jackson started the music 2 minutes early. He's holding on to the microphone because he has yanked it from its base.
I did not yank it.
You yanked your mic too hard, buddy, and you've broken it.
It fell into my hand.
Well, that's what happens when you do that. Did you lose a screw? I hope that you did. I think it will. I feel like it will hang there if you just let it dangle. That's tough. Who won? 3879 wants to know. I don't know. Jackson Williams is going to be responsible for counting up those votes if you're talking about nincompoops in the news. So just a real quick update from that Marshall County zoning commission. Apparently there was a huge explosion on Representative Todd Warner's property on September 9th that shook the entire county. And Todd Warner, as they were debating his situation involving limestone and the quarry, Todd Warner did not bother to show up at the meeting. Pamela Furr's there, and she said some 90 people were in the room, which is an insane number of people for a zoning commission meeting in rural Marshall County. But they are there, and according to Pamela Furr, they are pissed, and the zoning commission just ruled against Representative Todd Warner. So it just goes to show you that power and influence can't buy you everything. I wonder if Todd Warner's too busy meeting with other representatives and could not be bothered to be at the zoning commission meeting. I wonder if Todd Warner's worried about someone asking him about the rumors involving him and Representative Afton Bain. We got to go. Until Monday. Cameron Smith is in tomorrow. So long, everybody.